Hi, this is Chris Hicks, and I'm running for commissioner in Clermont County. Commissioners have very little to do with education funding, but I'm taking a lot of heat lately about my views on the West Clermont school levy. I live in Union Township. I want West Clermont schools to be successful and to be adequately funded. I've also always been very consistent that I think it is absurd that the state legislature has never repealed House Bill 920, which is a vestige of the 1976 Carter era of high inflation. And I've also been very consistent that I'm concerned with the use of ed choice scholarships to take money out of public schools, put them into private schools, because I think it hurts public schools, but it also tends to corrupt private schools who get overly dependent on that money. But right now, what I want to do is introduce you to my street. This is Woodwick Court in the Brandon Moore subdivision. And I want to put kind of reality to tax levies and how they impact people. This street has 16 houses on it. Probably a third to a half of them are occupied by retirees. There are only 4 kids on this street that attend primary school, and of those kids, 3 of them attend West Clermont. 1 of them attends private schools. And I just want to walk around a little bit here and help people to realize that we need to have great funding and great schools, but also when we have levies, there are real people that are impacted and it has real effect on them. I actually took the time to make a map of our street and the 16 houses and to put on the map what each one would have to pay additionally as part of their property taxes should the West Clermont levy pass. The first house is right here, and I can focus in on this one because it's my mom's house. My mom is retired and on a fixed income, and her house, the appraised value of her house is $234,400. The assessed value on which taxes are based, which is 35% of the appraised value, is $81,900. Her additional cost of the 7.99 mil levy is $654. So I want you to imagine for a second that I was going door to door and I walked up to that door and said, "Hey, ma'am, can you give me an extra $654? That's the real impact levies have on people. And it may seem like it's not that much money to some, but I think to people like my mom, it's a lot of money. The next stop is my house. So my house sits back in a panhandle lot right behind us. That house is appraised at $261,400. It's assessed, again, 35% of appraised, $91,490. And the cost of a 7.99 mil levy is $731. So imagine coming to my door, knocking on it and say, "Hey, sir, we need another $731 from you." To put it in perspective, those increases are about 16% of the current property tax bills on these properties. Again, education is important. We need to have adequate funding. West Clermont schools need more operating income, but 7.99 is a lot of money, and we need to be sensitive to its cost and impact on people like myself and like my mom. So now I'm standing towards the end of our cul-de-sac and just pointing out some houses. The one right to my left, the way I'm standing now, $614 additional. The one right next to it, $661 additional. The one at the end, $918 additional. The one over here, $606 additional. And the one with the Hicks sign in the yard is $691 additional. Imagine walking through this neighborhood and talking to each of these people, many of them retirees, and saying, "We need $600, we need $700, we need $900. Again, we need good funding and great schools, but people need to be sensitive that these are real costs on real people. Now, I want you to think for a second, what if schools were funded more with income tax versus property tax? It would totally change how money comes out of this neighborhood to support West Clermont schools, because as I said, a lot of these people are retirees. The levy, if passed, just on this street of 16 houses, would kick out $10,655 and be a 16% increase in all of these people's property taxes. Again, there's 16 houses, 4 kids in school here, and 3 of them are in public school. I'm not saying still whether I'm voting yes or no on the levy. I just wish that people would appreciate that when we throw up these big numbers and people get fixated as there's not, we just need to give more and more money to the schools and pay more, that there's real impact on people. Man, I wish that the levy request had been more like 4 or 5 mills, so it balanced out the needs of the school with the reality is we got a lot of retirees in the community that cannot easily afford these increases. We're standing again at the end of my street of 16 houses. I saw a literature piece on the levy just recently, and it said the cost was $23.30 per $100,000 of appraised value. It didn't say that that was a monthly cost, which it was. And it also didn't say that not many houses are exactly $100,000. So I hope I've at least helped to have people be informed at what's the real impact on a street like this, 16 houses, a third to a half retirees with a total of 4 kids in school, 3 that go to public school, and a tax burden from a 7.99 mil increase of $10,655 across those houses, with I think the lowest house being $548 of increase and the highest being $918 of increase. It's real money. I think everybody wants high quality schools. They also want to respect retirees on fixed incomes, that these amounts of money are a lot of money too. So I'm still not saying whether I'll vote yes or no on the levy. I would like to see the administration admit that they kicked the can down the road too long, and that they will commit to smaller levies in the future of 2 or 3 mills to keep up with inflation, so that we don't get shocked by such a big levy as a 7.99 mil levy.